What if you could build a business that gives you the life of freedom you deserve? What if you could find the secrets to marketing, leadership, customer service, and other aspects of business that help you exceed your goals? What if you could walk away from your business for 30 days and it never misses a beat? That's what this podcast is for, to help business leaders like you find freedom from the day-to-day grind and start spending your time doing the things you love. I'm Levi McClendon, and my co-host is Josh Taylor, and this is the Cheers to Freedom podcast.
All right, so we're going to jump right into the questions. We got some great questions from you guys, and what we're going to try to do to limit us getting too heavy on any soapboxes or rants, because you guys asked some really great questions. These questions that you guys asked are things that we're passionate about. We've been talking about them for the last 2 or 3 days as they've been rolling in, and some of them are about OptSpot's platform, integrations, marketing, upcoming openings that some of you guys have, and ideas. And so we want to try to get through all of these if we can. So we're going to try to limit our time to answer these questions to about 3 minutes. And that should allow us to get through all of them within about 45 minutes. And that'll give us some time maybe to open it up for a couple of interactive questions that maybe you guys didn't get to ask in the forms that you submitted. So I'm going to jump into the first one. And some of these have to do with integrations and things like that. And by the way, at the end of this, we're going to be giving away a couple of prizes and a couple of opportunities for you to win more prizes. So make sure that you hang on if you can.
Also, I want to say real quickly, stay tuned for the end of this, because we have an announcement to make that some of you are not going to want to miss. So we're going to go ahead and put that out there for you. Open that story loop.
All right. So one of the cool things that we have to do, our platform does a lot of different things. And so one of the questions on here was, we would like to host a few member-only events that this year, and are trying to figure out ways to automate raffle tickets and such based on how long someone has been with us. And so I'm going to let Jeremy and Levi tackle that one, because they understand what some of these things can do. But automating raffle tickets based on retention, which is a great idea for member retention.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Everybody, anytime you're dealing with this, you never know who's going to go, but you're actually going to experience it. So part of the raffle thing that we're doing with just even you guys coming to this live question and answer thing is actually going to use the technology that you would be using to run raffles. So it'd be very easy to set whatever parameters. So you could say, I want members who've been 6 months with us 6 months or longer to be participant in this raffle. We set up in our system, we have a random winner selector. You could choose how many people are going to win. You could randomize it to where it would be every first or third or however you want. And so literally within those parameters, we would just need to know what it was that you were trying to do, and then we could set it up. But as far as doing that, we think that's a great idea. To make your members feel valued is just an A+ effort. And so I'm not sure who asked that question, but great question, and hats off to you guys for honoring your members.
Yeah, and I think if you have the member retention program with us, we have all of the data, the phone numbers of your members. So the first thing is being able to send out that text message to everybody to let them know, hey, we are doing Customer Appreciation Day today from 11 to 2 o'clock. And we'll be giving away, free, hot dogs or ice cream, snow cones, whatever you're doing, I think is a really good idea. And we've had customers actually do that. So you're able to get the word out, number one. And number two, like Jeremy was saying, I mean, you could have a tablet sitting there. People could enter to win. So they'd be entering their phone number, and, every fifth entry could win, maybe a free wash that they could share, or a gift link, a gift card, or, whatever it is. But all of that can be 100% automated with the current tools that you have. And a lot of you probably don't know that. So that's why we're doing this, to help educate you on some of those things that we have to offer. So, but yeah, we love the idea and feel like you guys all should be doing that type of Customer Appreciation Day. And we can talk more about that later.
So the next question that I have that will kind of relate to this, and Jeremy, you do this a lot, you deal with the fundraising. How can our customers use the OptSpot platform to do their fundraising?
So fundraising is a phenomenal community connection piece. Now, this is where most of the car washes I've worked with in the past always did something where it was a pre-sale kind of scenario. And so our most recent things have been really fun. to expand on that. So where we're literally giving a link or a QR code, maybe they're making a rave card, somebody scans that, when it opens it up, it actually allows them to go in and purchase whatever quantity of washes for whatever amount you want. We're not money middlemen, so that actually gets funneled straight to your guys' bank account, and that allows you to settle up with whatever fundraiser you're working with. And then we recently developed, which is just a brand new thing that we're really excited about, is a gifting feature. So say I come in, I'm part of a fundraiser, and Nick gets me for his kid to buy 10 washes to his favorite car wash or whatever's going on. When I purchase them, the money goes straight to you. I get all the washes, which is automated onto my phone. I get a text, which adds them to your text club, which is just an awesome way to continue to follow up with them. But then we also added a gifting feature out of that. So let's say I was the purchaser of 10 washes, and now I wanted to give Josh a free wash. I just hit gift now. Literally gives me the link to gift it straight over to Josh. To receive it, he has to enter his mobile number. And so that puts Josh in the text club too. So it's a great way to facilitate fundraisers, but also to bring more people into your funnels to be able to connect with them and then start telling them your story.
So Jeremy, you made a really good point. We were talking about this at dinner last night. That is the difference between using this kind of a platform versus using like a coupon book that you would normally get into or whatever, because that coupon book is not getting anybody, it's not benefiting the future business of your car wash. While yes, we want to support the community and do things to benefit them, we can actually do both now. Exactly. And so it gets them into that texting club where a coupon book probably couldn't do that.
Well, and the other thing too, Josh, on that, on the digitizing these fundraisers is really nice, because you're not actually handing out a bunch of coupons or something. Say a school wants to do the fundraiser, you're not saying, hey, here's a bunch of pre-purchased, or here's your coupons when they come in. Now we have to track it. We have to collect the paper. We're getting get away from paper. Everything is 100% tracked through our digital program, even all the way down to the collecting of the money and sending the money straight into the account of our car wash customers.
And one of the ones that we just ran that was really fun was they actually had the participants. So it was a team, and I can't, because of NDAs and stuff, go into all of it, but they had a team, and each person of the team was listed on there. And we actually were able to track that onto a Google Sheet for them. So they could literally go in, and they had that live for the team, so that they could literally click in, and then it becomes gamified within for their teammates. As they're selling car washes, they're able to see how their teammates are doing and stuff like that. So it's a great way, as well as giving that same access to the fundraiser. So then you're able to look at, say I'm the host of the fundraiser, you're actually able to look at how your team is doing, or your group, whatever group they are. You can actually look and see, oh, we sold 10, we sold 100, we sold 1,000, whatever it may be.
So the next question, and I think this is a great question, and this is one that since I've been with the OptSpot for right around 6 months now, I want to be the first one to answer this question and then let these guys chime in. But how is OptSpot different from other marketing companies? Now, I've worked with other marketing companies. I've been a part of other marketing companies, and I feel like I can answer that just in my own experience. A couple of things. One, there's nothing more frustrating than putting together marketing strategies and not really know how to measure those strategies. When I've worked for previous companies and we were running ads and different lead generators and stuff, we couldn't really pinpoint, okay, what's working and what's not. We knew something was working, but we didn't know what we were wasting time on. That's one of the biggest things that OptSpot brings, is we can actually measure most everything that we're doing, so that we can see what's a waste of money and what's a good use of money. So the investment and knowing you're making a good investment is one. The next one is we sit around and we've been doing this even since I got here around 11 o'clock yesterday. You got here at 4 o'clock. Since the time that we've gotten here, we've not done anything but talk about you guys, our customers. And what I love about Levi and Jeremy, when I've jumped on with them, and Nick, you probably had the same experience, is they always talk about how can we help our customers be more successful. It's not about what can we do to make more money with OptSpot. It's always about how can we make our customers. So we're literally strategizing different ways that we're not seeing in the industry to make our customers more successful, because we know if you're successful, we're going to be successful. And that's what we want to do. At the end of the day, if we're not helping you make money and grow your business and build a business that you love and a life that you love, then we're not doing our jobs well. And that's really the difference to me with OptSpot.
Yeah, I'm going to add to that. Here's the deal. We're not just order takers. Okay. We're not just taking like a full service marketing agency for sure is not us. And you guys, those of our customers, you guys know that. So we're not going to do branding and menu board design. And although we're coming out with some of that to help the full-time marketing agencies, but that's really not us. And we're really trying to implement things, put things in place that are actually moving the needle. So as we continue to research, and like Josh said, we're tracking everything that we're doing, and bringing Nick on has been huge, because we're taking all of this data and we're starting to study that data and see what is really moving the needle. And so again, that's probably what differentiates us the most is really being more proactive than reactive. And obviously we've come up with a framework, right? We talk about the 5 funnels to freedom, and we talk about the 3 things that we do: get more people into your car washes, convert them over to members, and then retain them longer. That's what we do. We eat, breathe, sleep that right now. And it's pretty successful and exciting.
Okay. So we have several marketing questions, and a lot of these questions will run together. So we're going to answer probably 3 or 4 questions in one right here. And so the question, I'm trying to find the one that really summarized it the best. The best practice for your partners to turn Text Club opt-ins into a member. Now, I've got some ideas and opinions on this, but I'll let you guys answer this first, because I answered the last one first. Not all at one time. Slow down.
So what's the question? What's the best practice from your partners to turn
Text Club opt-ins to a member?
Yeah. So ultimately, guys, that's what we do, right? It's getting people into that Text Club, and we're constantly about that lead magnet. Of course, we talk about free car wash, which is an awesome free lead magnet for you guys in the space to get them into that club. What that does now is it puts them into that drip campaign that is educational. It's going to build trust with your customer. It's going to continue to engage with them. And for us, we feel like that's the most important thing, because in sales, in any type of sales, it's all about timing. When that customer is ready to buy, you want to be the ones in their pocket. This thing right here, right? The mobile billboard, right? You want to be the ones in their pocket. So when I am ready to say, you know what? I do wash my car more than one time a month. I am a good candidate for that wash. We're reminding you of that. We're putting you into the birthday club. We're re-engaging, and we're the ones on your phone and not the competition down the road. So for us, the best practices, of course, are to, we'll come up with messaging. We do that for a lot of our customers, but if there's anything special about your car washes, there's different amenities, different things that are going to, again, separate you from your competition. We want to make sure that we are letting your customers know, those prospects know, what is setting you apart from everybody else. So again, when they're ready to pull that trigger, they're going to do it with your car wash.
So a couple of questions that are kind of subpoints to this question were around websites and using your website to drive online sales, or is it even reasonable to use your website to drive online sales? Here's the same question that I would have, and I think that this has to do with either it's your website or even the signage in your locations. If you are using your website and expecting the priority of your website to be to drive unlimited memberships, you're going to get really, really frustrated with your website, because it's most likely not going to happen. Now, there's probably some anomalies out there where it's doing it. We've started building websites, and we're seeing the same thing. What we want people to do, and it's a mindset. It's a change of vision of what you want to do. And we'll talk a little bit more about this in just a little bit. But your website needs to drive leads. The number one priority for your website is to get people to opt in to your campaign. If they can opt into your campaign, what did we say? On average, the person on the list is worth $12.50. Yeah. So every time somebody gives their phone number on your website, or they opt into your text club because they saw a sign at your location, think of that as $12.50 that you just made, because that's about how much that phone number is worth. That doesn't mean everybody on your text club is going to jump into an unlimited membership, but let the campaign do the selling for you. So your website needs to drive leads first. The second thing your website needs to do is be a place where people can manage their plan. And notice I didn't say a place for people to go and cancel their plan. Be a place for people to manage their plan. And that's why we've been doing these squeeze pages so that we can intercept people before they go cancel. Because maybe if there's another option to downgrade, they won't cancel. I mean, one guy that we were talking to saved 12% of his churn last year just by being able to allow people to downgrade rather than just cancel. So we can create a squeeze page to help you do that. So that needs to be the second priority of your website. The third priority of your website, actually the second priority is directions. People, especially if they're on their mobile phone, need to know where your location is. And then the third priority is manage your plan. The fourth priority, last on the list, is unlimited plans. Most people that go to your website are not ready to jump into an unlimited plan. But if they see a click here to get your free wash, and all they have to do is give their phone number, they're more likely to do that, and you're going to find success with that. That was a successful visit to your website if you can get somebody to give you their phone number, not if you can get somebody to buy an unlimited plan, because most likely they're not going to. And it's the same when they drive up to your lot. They probably got to experience your car wash 5, 6, 7 times before they're ready to jump into an unlimited plan. And so our job, once they get into that texting club, is to get them to your car wash 5, 6, 7 times and let them know about the unlimited plan. So sorry, that's a soapbox that I got on. I broke my own rule.
No, it's good. And I think some of you out there are probably going to be like, well, shouldn't we sell unlimiteds and shouldn't that be a call to action? And absolutely. But how are people and why are people going there? And that's where we also come in, whether it's us or somebody else that's getting a message to somebody when they are ready to buy. You really do need to make it easy, but there has to be a direct connection. And I'll be honest, it's not really easy in this space right now. I don't think the POS companies have made it super easy to sign up for unlimiteds. There are some that are getting better. So if you can obviously have that call to action, it should be, oh, unlimited, here's my deal, boom, 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 and I can do autofill and I'm in. That's really where this needs to go. So we're all used to buying online now, right? I just hold up my face and I buy things like crazy on Amazon and everywhere else we shop. For whatever reason, that barriers, it's pretty steep right now in this space. And we're trying to come up with some things to even help out. Sorry, that's our timer. 3 minutes are up. Next question. But I agree with Josh. I think that doesn't need to be the front and center. You need to have where people can read about it when they're ready. But I don't think it's more of a lead generator than it is anything. So
with that, going to the next question with this is free car washes. Is the best way to drive leads through giving away free car washes, or is there something else that they should be doing?
So I'm going to jump in here on this one because this is, sorry, Jeremy.
This basically took up our lunch conversation.
This was our entire lunch conversation wrapped up in about 3 minutes right now.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing text message marketing for 13, 14 years now. So we've start off in the restaurant space where we're always giving away free stuff. And there's some people and, there's 2 different camps. Most people are in the camp of, we'll give away that free wash. But what I really want to drive home today is that this is not about a free wash. This is an opportunity to make an impression. This is an experience that you're going to give somebody when they come to your wash. A lot of people would be like, oh, like you think a Groupon or something, and somebody gets their Groupon and they come in and like, oh, another Grouponer or whatever, and they kind of give them, okay service or whatever. I want you guys to reverse that. if somebody comes in with a free wash, you need to step up your game because this is an experience opportunity. When they come in, they maybe never been there. Maybe they were referred by by a friend, or maybe they did opt in from a Facebook ad that you did or a direct mail piece. So this could be the very first time they're coming to your wash. So step up your game, and you guys train your employees, train your site managers, train these people that, of course, anytime somebody comes through, it's all about the experience. So if I come through your wash and I have an awesome experience, you're not giving away free washes, you're giving away opportunities and experiences. And that's really what we want you guys to capitalize on. Now, if you're just a person that says, we're not discounting, we're not giving away a freebie, there's a couple other things that you can do. Join the VIP text club. It's going to get opt-ins, but this is a numbers game. This is about building database. The more people that go into your database, the higher percentage of people that are going to convert to members, and the more you're going to be able to drive traffic back to your wash. So you have to see the big picture and not just, you know, the little picture of, oh, I'm giving away freebies. So what else, Jeremy? We've done a couple contests. The VIP, like I said, VIP text club. Oh, the birthday club. You might just put a sign up and say, hey, join our birthday club and, you know, get discounts on your birthday, or we'll hook you up or something like that. So there are some other calls to action, but I'm going to really push hard. So is Jeremy, all of our team, to say, listen, go with the free. People will opt in, and you got to see that this is a database. Phone numbers are valuable, and the opportunities are going to come from that.
I always try to look at it like this, like what's going to get me to take my phone out of my pocket and do something? Is $5 going to get it? The reality is probably not. When we were doing retail, I'm going to tell you a crazy thing that happened. We did all these with one retail customer. We did all these $5 off 25 purchase. And I talked one of them into doing 5 off of any $5 purchase because their average ticket spend was $32. And when we did that, the percentage of redemption was astronomically higher. Like, it was crazy, the volume of people that did it. Because when I think 5 off of 25, I calculate quickly in my head what roughly that percentage is. But when I look at $5, I'm like, yeah, I want a full $5 kind of thing. And so I always try to look at it like, what's going to get me to do it? That's probably going to be the same thing that your customers are going to do.
And we did some studies and showed that for most people, they will not give up their email address or their phone number for anything less than something valued for $20 to $30. So obviously that's about the price of a car wash. So if you can give them $20 worth of value, they will gladly give you their phone number, their email address. If you do anything less than that, they're less likely not to, because I mean, these are things that people are very protective of, and it goes to their most intimate devices that they carry around with them everywhere. So they're pretty protective of it. So you need to give them the value there. Again, what does it cost a wash? You know, $4 to $6. And again, think if I just spent $4 to $6 to get an opt-in, that opt-in is worth $12.50. So you know that's how you really got to think.
Do the numbers. Share my screen real quick. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
I want to share with you guys something too. This is on this point. One of our customers does track loyalty. This is a car wash customer of ours, and they actually track loyalty because they're full service, which means every time somebody comes into the wash, they're entering their phone number on a tablet, and we're tracking that. Sometimes the question comes up of, does text marketing work? And the reason I bring this up is because when you are giving away that free wash, right, that perfect lead magnet for you guys, you're building that database. And now it's not just, again, that free washer. It's not even about the conversion over to membership, which, again, that's what you're trying to do. But what about driving traffic on, you know, maybe cloudy days or maybe days that aren't as busy? And I just wanted to show you here, if you notice, these are all the check-ins kind of on average from left to right. This is November 1st, 5th, 9th, so on. And you can kind of see this is all the traffic on this bar chart. And then you look over here and you see 178. And what happened that day was just a simple text blast. And this is a really good idea for a lot of you guys out there that have the ability to do this. But this was a Black Friday sale, but it says car wash Black Friday sale today, $5 off any full service car wash. And then it has the expiration and an end time. But notice there are triple the amount of check-ins that day. And with you guys, the margins you have on your car washes, if you were giving, $5 off $25, right? There's $20, might cost you $5 for that. So you're still netting out $15, and you will absolutely drive people to your car washes from utilizing that database. So
yeah. And here's the deal, and it goes back to the soapbox that I got on just a little while ago about your website and your location. Again, look at your website, look at your locations, and if you're giving away a free wash for people that text in, do I make that the call to action? Is that clear to my customers when they show up on our lot that they actually know what to do before they leave? That your customers are asking 3 questions when they visit your location and when they visit your website. What do you do? What action do you want me to take? And what's in it for me? That second question, we need to make really clear. And the problem is when people go to our website or they go to your location, there's so many different options they could do that they don't know what to do. We need to me and every customer that we speak to about this, we let them know the number one thing, if you can tell people, don't do anything else but opt into our text club and get a free wash, that needs to be the number one thing, and everything else begins to take care of itself. So make sure your signage is super clear, and there's not so many different types of signs giving them different messages. Make one clear message. Text in, get a free wash, and I guarantee you things will begin to change.
We need to get Nick in this. Nick, what do you got for us?
So we're going to be talking about, we have one more marketing question, and then we're going to be talking about integrations. And so Nick is he's the guy behind a lot of that stuff, and probably all of that stuff. But we got one marketing question, and then we're going to jump into integrations and some of the future stuff coming out with OptSpot. And I'm letting some people in as they come in. So we've helped quite a few car washes launch their first site. And so one of the questions, actually two of the questions, was what are some of the best practices for launching a new brand and getting a new site or a new brand rolling in a new community?
I've been talking a lot.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it has worked phenomenal to put a sign up. Now, this is what I tell everybody. Once the building starts going up, that's when the buzz is. So if you're still on the ground, I wouldn't necessarily worry about this, but then once the building goes up, we try to get signage put up saying, hey, text in to get a free wash when we open. Usually you're giving away free washes anyway right then. So that's a great chance to give to get. I mean, you're already doing it, but then you're also getting a mobile number in there. Now, once we've done that, the best practice has been to do something like a Founders Club or a pre-open sale. And one of the most recent campaigns that we ran that we were the most excited about is they got a bunch of people, and I didn't look up the numbers of how many people opted in previous, but they had almost 1,000 people join a Founders Club. And they said they created scarcity, urgency, all that stuff. They said, hey, you got to do this. You got to sign up before we open. Only X amount of people are going to be able to be invited or welcomed into this Founders Club. And to have 1,000 people on the books the day that you open, let me just tell you, those guys were happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are great ideas. And I think to do that with urgency and scarcity, like Jeremy's talking about, is huge. So limit it, even though you would take more, when people know there's only a certain amount of spots available, then they're going to act now and they're not going to wait for the future and forget. So, and that goes for a lot of things that you do, whether it's, or pre-selling memberships, different upsells to your car washes, things like that. We would recommend that you do that in your messaging. One of our customers, just to give you a good idea too, when they were doing their grand opening, they did a big old hot air balloon like on site. It was really cool, huge balloon, and on it was a huge sign that said, "Hey, free, grand opening, free car wash." They got a lot of opt-ins from that, so we've kind of passed that along and felt like that was a pretty good idea as well.
Yeah. Great. So let's start talking about some integrations. There's several questions on POS integrations, and then also what's coming down the pipe and things that we can announce that's coming with OptSpot. So integrations. Yeah, Nick, go with have we gained any ground with ICS?
Yeah, so we have a few questions around ICS integration. We don't technically have a native integration and we did have a process where you'd email in the report, and then we would maybe have some data missing. We'd have to kind of email back and forth. We updated that whole process. You can actually log into our dashboard, upload the file yourself, and then you get to map the data that you want. So if you just want to map join date, phone number, customer name, and then import it, then that triggers our retention and churn workflows right after that. So takes a couple minutes to download those reports on Monday or however often you want to send it, and then upload that file. And then you're kind of done as far as ICS goes, and that triggers everything else, and you're kind of set from there.
Something that Nick did, just to point out, because he's really, really smart, is he also made it so that the mapping is consistent. So every time you download that, they cut me off every time.
Sorry.
Every time they download
just turn it off.
Every time you download that thing, the next time you log into the dashboard to go to import it, all the mapping is already consistently there. So then literally it's just upload, and that's something that.
So if you're going and doing your retention report, you map it once. The next week you just upload and you're done, because it remembers all those mappings. You can adjust them if you maybe put them wrong or whatever you need, but it should just be upload, done, and that's it. So we try to make it as easy as possible. If there's any ideas that we get sent over, we try to work on those. And back to the earlier, why we're different than other marketing firms, we're super feedback focused. And when we're talking through a lot of this stuff, we have specific use cases from you guys that we help incorporate and try to make things easier and faster as much as we can.
Yeah, and if there's some ICS users out there, I heard through the grapevine that a lot of the data was going to be available in the Amazon cloud service.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure yet, like what that looks like. So if you guys have some connections, if we can get some feedback, and if there's somewhere we can grab that data,
like reach out to them and say, I want to be able to use my system and my data to be able to make better informed decisions. That maybe something is outside of ICS that I want to use. It doesn't even have to be OptSpot. It could be anything else that you want to do with your customer information. So,
yeah. So before Levi's 80s soft rock music starts playing again,
it was country.
That's a weird timer noise.
Timer.
So, and before we get to the next question, I want you guys to go ahead because we are going to have some time to do some live Q&A. If you guys would, if you have a question that you would love answered that hasn't been answered yet, use the chat feature in Zoom. Excuse me. Use the chat feature in Zoom and just direct message me that question. And as we go through, we'll try to get to as many of those as we can, and we'll actually have you guys ask that out loud. Unmute yourself if you want to, and do that. So let's talk about other products that have to do with OptSpot. What we're rolling out. What we've already rolled out, but maybe haven't really talked about yet, because that's happened a lot too. That we've just kind of we're ideas people, and we roll out really great features after they start working, and but then we don't talk a whole lot about them. So we're going to start talking about them. But we've also got some ideas that are coming down the pipeline that we've been working on too. So let's talk about some of that, and then we'll get to the big news.
I have one that I'm excited about.
Okay.
So we're seeing, as you guys are growing, you'll end up taking on a car wash that maybe has a different POS than some of your other ones. And so right now we have to basically use the same POS for redemptions when you go to that wash. And so we're working on a system to basically be able to do that based on location, so that when they pull up to that wash, oh, this is Sunny's, so we're going to issue a coupon from Sunny's POS, or oh, this is DRB, we're going to go ahead and grab a DRB coupon, so that it kind of helps not having to have everything in the same basket and the same POS for any of that more complicated setup. And so that's something we're working on and getting started on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very exciting just because of the fragmentation of some of those POSs. So the other thing that we have and that we're going to be continuing to build on is what we call our smart board. And the smart board basically is taking data from the POS, combining it with OptSpot data so that you guys can get true ROI results. For instance, let's say that you ran a Facebook ad and you spent $500 for it. You put a keyword call to action or a link where somebody could text in for that free coupon, right? So say you paid $500 for that. You had, say, 1,000 people click the link. You had, 100 people actually opt in. Of those 100 people, maybe 10 people redeemed it at the wash. And of those people who redeemed it, how many actually converted over to a member? Because that's really what you're trying to get at is how many people did this work? Did that direct mail piece work? Did the Facebook ad work? Did the website deal work? Nobody really knows right now. That's data that's really hard to get at. So we've been working really, really hard to get as much as that data as we can so that we can report back to you. So if you're a DRB customer right now, we do have that data live. They were the first ones that we kind of took this data and made this work. So some of our customers, we already have this on for you, still kind of in beta. So we're moving around some of the numbers, but it's looking really good. And the fact that you can go in and plug in the cost of the ad, how much it costs per car wash, because you're giving away freebies, right? So how much does it cost you for that? What the lifetime value is of a customer. With those numbers, you can really come up with a pretty good ROI and say, hey, we didn't make any money on this ad or this direct mail piece. We spent $2,000 on and we didn't make anything on it. Don't do that again. So we want to help you make smarter marketing decisions with that. And so that is live. You can get back with us on that. And good announcement there. We were going to charge for that as an add-on because it's a lot of work and a lot of data. But we have decided for now to go ahead and include that with the ultimate package. So if you're on the ultimate package, we can turn that on for you if you're DRB right now. Don't worry, all y'all that don't have DRB. We're trying to make some adjustments. That guy over there, Nick, is working on it, but it is going to take some time to put that together.
One of the things I'm excited about ties back to what Nick said is we're actually testing right now for those of you who are multi-site locations. We know that it's super important to divide the information out and to know where people are coming like per site. So that's why typically we've used different keywords to text in per site. But with that GPS thing, we're also testing right now to say, okay, and I'll just use the word car. So all your locations would be able to say text car to 30400. And that based off the GPS location, we're actually being able to put them into the correct location for their car and then also deliver the correct coupon when they pull up, because we want to make it easy for you guys to market. But we also know that it's incredibly important to be able to then text your people based off of the location. And so we're trying to make it easier for that.
Yeah, way easier when you're ordering a bunch of signage for a lot of different locations for sure. So
cool. So we have a couple of questions. Let me answer this one really quick because it was sort of in the original questions that were asked, is about the success or feedback on our in-house design website. So some of you guys know, some of you may not know, we've started building car wash websites, and that's been one of the projects that I've been responsible for. And we've just launched our first ones just a few weeks ago. So as far as seeing success, we need to let things run for a while. One of the cool things that we've been able to do is measure things that most of these owners were not able to measure before. So we're actually building funnels out so we can see how many people are actually going to the form, the opt-in form, and how many people are actually filling it out. And that gives us really great data. All the ones that are, that we designed, they're doing what we've suggested that they do, and they're seeing some really great results from it. But if we were to offer a different discount, instead of a free wash, if we were going to do a discount or a different price or whatever, we could see, we can actually measure and see, is the value there, or do we need to change the value? Does it need to be a better offer? Because it's all about the offer. People are going to opt in based on if they feel like the offer is valuable enough. So far, we've seen with the free wash, the value is there because people are opting in. We're seeing really great success with that. We're actually able to test them too. So we have two different forms. We've actually are doing this with two of the sites that we've done now. And we've only launched 5 of them so far. And we've got 3-4 more in the process in the pipeline right now. But we've actually been able to A/B test. And marketing is all about testing. The things that you think are going to work don't always work, and the things that you don't think are going to work are some of the things that are your most successful stuff. And so it's all about being able to test. We can easily test, and our owners can see these and the results of these. We have 2 forms. One is a longer form that's asking for your name, your customer's name, email address, phone number, gender, and license plate number. And we wanted to see, will people fill all of that out? And what's the difference in the people that will fill out a form that's just asking for a phone number? And so we're actually able to test and see, is just the one with the phone number significantly more successful than the longer form thing? And at first, it was. Now it's actually starting to balance out, to my surprise. Now, Levi's been telling me this, and we keep pushing back and forth on this. But to my surprise, the longer form is doing almost as well as the one that's just asking for the phone number. And these are things that are important to test, because we do so much marketing with our gut and we end up wasting so much money because of it. With the websites that we're building, we're able to test these things and actually see them happen. And we've seen some really great results just in the few weeks that these websites have been launched. And so, once we have these going for several months, I can't imagine the data that we're going to be able to pull from this.
Well, and on top of that, some of the stuff that we've done, and just to let you know, we've licensed with OmniX. So OmniX is a license plate it's really just a license plate reader. It'll use your current existing IP camera, so you don't need an LPR camera. Okay, so we're testing this now, and we're starting to implement in a couple of our car washes. But the fact that we're going to be getting license plate data to OptSpot, so basically every time a car comes through, whether a member or a non-member, we're going to start tracking that. And because we will have the phone number and that license plate number, we'll be able to do a lookup. And now we're going to be able to market smarter to your prospects which I don't see anyone really doing that in the space right now, as well as those members. And we even have a program in place. Let's say that a customer were to visit today and they haven't visited in 30 days. We have a smart enough system, it's going to reach back out, even the prospect. So it's important that we find out how much data will a customer give us? Will they give us that license plate number? Is it better to go through a form, or is it better to ask in a text? Because part of that drip campaign can say, reply with your license plate to get your free wash. I've done that before with a couple of our customers, and we had like 73% of those people responded with a license plate number. So they're willing to give up data in exchange for that, high value car wash that you guys have. So very, very important that we start collecting some of that stuff. And as we continue to grow, it gets smarter and smarter with what we're looking to do. So it's pretty cool.
All right. So one of the questions was, can you share the websites that you guys have developed? And so, yeah, we'll show a couple of them. Marvel Car Wash, which is marvelcarwash.com, and The Better Wash, which is thebetterwash.com. You guys, the domains make sense. And then Team Car Wash is theteamcarwash.com. Those are the first three that we've launched. We've got a couple of more that all they really are employee applications right now, because they haven't launched their first location yet. And so they're just trying to collect employment applications for now. And you can see what we've done. And with those websites, we've really tried to implement a storytelling framework called StoryBrand. And if you guys have not read the book, you probably are sick of hearing us talk about it, but you're going to hear us talk about it more, because it's a difference maker. And that's really how we build these websites, is using the StoryBrand framework so that we can captivate your audience and engage them in a really great story, and structure your website in a way that really helps the customer understand the answer to those three questions. What do you do? What do you want me to do? And what's in it for me? And that's what we've done with these websites. And you'll see that there's some similarities to them. There's some differences to them. And we really try to make what's unique about your car wash. Because here's the deal. You solve the same problem that the car wash down the street solves. You both clean cars. The difference is the internal problem that you solve for your customer. How does the experience that your customer have make them feel? That's what's going to separate you from the car wash down the street. Y'all do the same external problem. You got to separate yourself from the internal problem. And that's where we want to push. Buying is an emotional decision. When your customers jump into an unlimited plan, that's going to be an emotional decision for them. So we've got to talk about that internal problem that they have. Now, Tony, you have a question. I'm going to ask you, not Tony V, but Tony, just Tony, just says Tony. But if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question, we'd love for you to do that about fundraising.
Yeah, no, maybe I missed it, but when you guys were talking about that fundraising option and pre-selling them, I was just curious if you guys are hosting all that, sending out the washes, or if we'd be required to have an EPOS system that goes through there with then like a code we sent out to them to make sure, but like just a little deeper into that and exactly like how that works. And if that's too long, then we can talk about that later, but just curious on a little deeper dive on that.
We can jump into that. Probably need to jump in offline a little bit, Tony, but at the end of the day, we're hosting all of that. And so it's all controlled by something that we're building. And then we're the ones distributing the codes. It's just like getting codes for any other thing. You get us a batch of codes. Obviously, we've typically tagged those codes as like fundraising codes. And then we've even had some that were like it was a discount. So it wasn't even, it depends on how you want to structure that, but we host the whole thing.
Okay. All right. I can reach out to you guys about that and figure it out because I'm interested in it.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
All right. Let me see if I've got some other questions in here. Websites, fundraisers. Here's one. Gary, Stanette, do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hey guys, thanks for hosting the call. I've been an OptSpot customer, I think probably going on a year now. We've got a couple of sites. And I just barely feel like I'm scratching the surface, and would really feel like it'd be beneficial if I was able to be on a call like this with other operators that are using the same point of sale platform. So I just didn't know if you guys saw any value in that as far as like having a call that's just dedicated towards, OptSpot customers that are on DRB or OptSpot customers that are on Sunny's, just so that we can kind of take a deeper dive into functionality and what truly works and how you overcome implementing certain strategies.
That's a really great idea. That's something that I think we should definitely discuss, especially while we're here this week, because there's value in community, and we don't have all the answers. I mean, you guys have been in this space for a while, and that's one of the great things about the Club 52 group that we have with those 5 guys is we get them together not just to hear from us, but to hear from each other, because there's value in learning in a community. So thanks for that, Gary, and we'll definitely discuss that, because I could see some value in that, and it's definitely something that may be worth pursuing for sure.
Yeah, good idea.
Thanks. Cool. Well, so do we want to draw for our giveaway, or do we want to do the big announcement?
Well, we want to do. Let's do a draw. Let me go into here. So I have everybody's number. Let's do, hold on a second. Let me go into this. So give me just 1 second here. We're going to give away, what are we giving away?
$100
gift card from Gift Links.
For 2 people.
For 2 people. So we're going to do 2 of those to any of you guys, to a couple lucky winners that are out there right now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Here, give me just 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna have Jeremy do that. So, so we're gonna pull those winners out. But while he's doing that, so kind of I guess we'll do both. While Jeremy's kind of putting that together, then we'll give you a quick announcement. So pretty exciting for us, and hopefully for you guys. And I know we talked about the smart board with DRB, and that was cool for the DRB guys. But for you Sunny's guys out there, okay, finally, I've been telling you for like 2 years that we're going to have an integration with Sunny's, and that is coming. And so in your next rollout, their next software update, February 15th, OptSpot will be an option for you guys to now collect opt-in mobile numbers from your pay stations, okay, for prospecting. So we've been wanting that for a long time. This is just phase 1. This is step 1, but it's really nice. In the past, you've got to go through Twilio and set up an account and do all that, but yet you still want to work with OptSpot for the more complex campaigns and drip messaging and whatnot. So we're excited that we've been told, and been working with Reggie over there at Sunny's, that February 15th on that next rollout, that'll be available. I'm sure it's not going to be available to everyone. He said right off the get-go, once it's released, we'll probably take a customer or 2 and work with them. But what that means for you guys that aren't aware of this, you may not even know you have this. So if you currently are a Sunny's customer, when a car rolls through your car wash and they come up to the pay station, if you have you gotta have LPR. So if you have license plate recognition and the plate recognition reads the license plate, and if they're not a member, it's going to pop up on the screen. And if they haven't done this before, it's going to say, enter your mobile number to get a free car wash. Okay, and all I got to do is enter their mobile number. So I don't think it takes away from all the signage and the different things that we're doing, but it's a great add-on. I've had several customers do this already with Twilio, and we kind of hijacked Twilio and made it our own and made it work. But we get to bypass that now and go straight to OptSpot. So we're really excited about that, not just for prospects, but also new members. So if you're part of that new member retention campaign, when a new member does sign up, they're going to go directly into OptSpot. We're going to send them a welcome text message immediately, along with the link maybe to update their online account, things like that, but they go right into that campaign. So anyway, that's exciting for us. I hope it's exciting for you guys. And we're really, again, I think that's kind of step 1 in that integration. There's some other things I want to do with loyalty and timing and smarter marketing, but I'm just happy to take that first little baby step. So that is coming.
All right. So are we ready to draw? And then after we draw, we've got one more thing that we're going to ask you guys to do. Let's see. Tyler's asked a quick question. Here, Tyler has a question. I don't know how to answer this, so you guys may be able to. Tyler, you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yeah, so as you guys are aware, LPR isn't extremely consistent. So you said when a customer pulls up and it reads their plate and it asks them to enter their number on the XBT. So say we've had the same customer pull up and it give us 3 different reads for tags. So therefore it's going to give them 3 opt-ins, but they're probably going to enter the same phone number. So how will you respond to those customers so that we don't upset them? We promised them a free car wash with a screen and then they don't get it because I'm sure your opt-in service is going to kick the same number out, correct?
Well, it's not going to kick anything out at the time, Tyler. There's 2 different things that we'll tackle here. First of all, for Sonny's, when it reads that, it's going to give the prompt only if that license plate number does not exist in the system already, like if they're a new customer and or they've already entered a phone number. So if they've already entered their phone number to the system, they're not going to keep getting the prompt, and we're not sending them messages every time somebody comes through the wash. Okay, so that's kind of the first thing, and hopefully that helps answer that. So it's not an automated text based off of that. And they're not going to get the prompt every time. That'd be annoying, right, if you're already into it. Secondly, with OmniX, with us using not LPR cameras, right, this is super sophisticated, smart. The stuff that Anoop has done over at OmniX is incredible. If you guys haven't seen their stuff, you ought to check it out. But because we've been able to license that with them, every time somebody comes through the wash, they are, and I think the accuracy on his is, I don't know what the numbers are, but it's really, really high. And so they're just sending us those license plate numbers in a post to us. And it's not, the customer has no idea. So it's coming to our end. We're then taking that data and based off of timing, how often, things like that, we control it in our dashboard so that they're not getting pinged multiple times. So did that answer your question?
There's also a way, Tyler, just so you know, I mean, we can either customize the message. So let's say that person, let's say you do have an LPR issue, and that person enters their mobile number for multiple times. There's a couple different ways. I can actually tell the system to give them a specific message. So we could say something like, hey, we see that you're already a part of this, blah, blah, blah. And I can also restrict the system to be able to say, I'm only going to send that message once and forever. And so I can block it down, even the bounce back message on that, down to where they would only get it 1 time or 0 times. I mean, I can even set it up to where it doesn't send a message. So really that'd be a unique use case, but we'd have to just map out how you wanted to do it. And then we could structure that whatever way you want.
All right. Tyler, does that help?
Yeah, I think you guys are just going to have to do some self-education on LPR once you really get into that, because it's a lot more tricky than most people believe it is. So, but I think you guys can figure it out. We know from the customers opting into the text club that have already been opt-in, and they get a message back that says you're already part of our team, but they still see our signs up that say they get a free car wash for texting in. There's some difficult conversation that has to happen right there sometimes. So that's just a training issue.
Yeah, and to Tyler's point on that, there are different avenues that people are coming into the text club. It can be fully customized where you could say, hey, on our website, if somebody opts in from the website, but they're already a part of the text club and have their free wash, do we want to send them a text that says, sorry, you've already received your free wash, right? You only want to give 1 wash for joining the text club. Okay, vice versa. Let's say that you're on site. You've already opted in on the website. Now you're on site and you see a sign that says text in for your free wash, and they text in. Well, they've already received a free wash from your website. So it's up to you. We have those controls. So if you say, hey, I don't care where they come in from, if they opted in on site, online, Facebook, direct mail piece, give them their wash, that's up to you guys. And we have those controls to control that. So again, it's personal preference on what you want to do. Some guys are like, hey, they opt in anywhere 1 time, we're only giving them 1 free wash. But that's the beauty of the system. We can control that. So if that's something you want to discuss about kind of what's happening with you there too, Tyler, we can absolutely customize that for you.
Cool.
That last part answered my question. Thank you.
Awesome. And hey, Tyler, we appreciate it. And look, hey.
Book giveaway.
Book giveaway. Yeah, we'll have a book giveaway too. But hey, I don't even remember what I was about to say now. It's been a long day.
I didn't want this to end. We were giving away a book. tell about the book real quick. And then
Yeah,
I'll come
so
back to you.
we've got a
We're gonna
book.
do-
Again, Donald Miller. We're fans of Donald Miller here, and he's just released a new book called Hero on a Mission. And this is a book that has been a game changer for me. If it will change your personal and professional life. There's two of the reasons that I like this book is one, it will help you tremendously, but it will show you principles that you can teach your employees, your managers, your attendants, everybody that works for you. These are principles that they can learn, and they will add value to your business if they apply these principles. So not only does it add a ton of value to your personal life, but if you teach these principles that you read in this book, it will add value to your business as well. And so this is a book called Hero on a Mission by Donald Miller. And we're going to give away a copy of that. And those of you that don't win the copy of it, I recommend you go to Amazon right now and purchase a copy of it because it has been just a tremendous, I've been a big fan of Donald Miller for 20 something years. I told him when I read this book that I think this may be the most important book that he's written, and he's written a lot of great books. So who's the winner of the book?
It is Chris Peters.
Is Chris Peters on the call? Chris Peters, just say in the chat if you're on the call. If he's
I'll
not
send
on
him
the
a
call,
text.
we will.
Shocker, I'll send you a text.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see Chris Peters on the call.
Oh, well, let's pick another one. Let's pick
You got
somebody
to be
who's on the
present to win.
call. All right.
Yeah, I don't see Chris Peters on.
That's
here,
the
so let's go
beauty
to
of
the next one.
random selector right there. You
That's
don't
right.
never know what
You
you're
never
going to
know.
get.
We'll see. We'll do it until we find somebody. Then after this, we're going to give away the.
I already sent the other text. Go ahead.
You already sent the other
Yeah.
text.
We did. We sent those. So this is, unfortunately, we didn't send the non-winner one because that's not a fun message, but we actually have ability to send both winner and non-winner. And so the winners of the gift cards just got a text.
Oh, do I know who those winners are? Do we know?
No, because I
Oh.
just.
Hey, if
I
you
know
want the
it
gift
was-
cards, send it in the chat if you got the text.
It
We'd
was
love to know who
Brett
won.
And Heather Price.
Heather Price, is she on the call?
Is Heather Price on the call? Heather, say something in the chat if you're on the call. If not, we're going to have to go.
Well, they registered for it, and I'd already sent the text. So,
Okay, cool.
all right.
So we'll get those
Thanks,
to them.
Tyler.
Hey guys, if you are not listening to our podcast, we'd love for you to go listen to the podcast. This is something that we started doing to try to add value to the space. We know that we're trying to do a lot of things that are different. You guys that are jumping on with this, you are so supportive of all the things that we're trying to do with this industry, and you guys are the rock stars. You guys are the ones that are trusting us with this, and we so appreciate that. And if you could do us a big favor and just subscribe to the podcast one on YouTube, on Apple, Spotify, wherever you like to listen to those things, but also share it within the industry. We're hoping to really get this spread out and help the industry as best as we can with what we know, and then continue to learn from you guys. Every time we go on site and visit with you guys, we learn so much, and we really do appreciate it. We really appreciate you guys jumping on the call.